All right, guys. It is recording here. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna break this down real quick. So, let's actually hold right here. We are going to put this in full screen mode right here. Okay. So right now we're going to um here. I'm just looking at the analytics right here. This annotation. Cool mouse. All right. All right. So right here we got Lucy. Big boss Lucy right here. Let's go. Let's go, big boss Lucy. So let's take this and look at it like this. Okay. So when we serve, um, breaking it down to Lucy right over here. Um, let's see right here. Hi, chicken nugget. We're gonna look at this arm right here. So this arm doesn't stay up, it drips. And then because it drips, you don't have enough time to actually come through. So having it right here. Oh, watch this right here. So that's the one thing, making sure it's up all the way, especially the serving part. Dripping it right here is not gonna, it's not gonna get that power. It's just gonna be a little late. Um, the plus side is Lucy. She did her three-step approach and landed inside the court. Super amazing. Great job, Lucy. Going in again. Um, Watch the elbow. It dips. We want to make sure it keeps up high. Plus side is she lands inside the court, right in here. Boom. Inside the court. You grab the power, and it's amazing. So let's go back. What did Lucy do to serve it out of bounds? Now, when we go back here, we look at Lucy. Now, when I teach serving, now the power that Lucy has, cool, we're going to correct it right here. There's two options to correct this is we're going to come over here, um, right over here, and we're going to serve from over here, and we're going to serve diagonal from all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Um, just because it's going to give us more of feet inside the court. It's longer this way than actually this way. So that is one option of actually um, diagnosing that problem in serving long. Another way is to not go forward all the way. Now, if we go back and we actually look at Lucy's arm, it is coming all the way forward. And because it's going all the way forward, it's going to create that projectile to go all the way from over here. It creates a low arc, okay, over the net, and it's going to go farther. All right. That's why we want to stop right in here at a 45-degree angle right in here and not at more of like 89, more 78-degree angle. We stop at more of 45. We'll have it in every single time. With that power, definitely comes responsibility. So if we come and look back right in here, so if we played up. No. Boop. Okay. So we're going to play this right in here. Now she follows all the way through, like right in here. She's at a 90. She isn't at the 45. Her arm should be basically, draw a line right here. Her arm should be right up here, but her arm is more right down here at a 90-degree angle right in here. So if we do go look back right now, we're going to look back right here. Now you see all the way through, she follows all the way through, and we don't want to follow all the way through, especially because we're going to serve out of bounds. And we definitely don't want to serve out of bounds. We want to make sure everything is keeping in. So that's one way to fix your serve. So just making sure when we hit hard serves, we're keeping that at a 45-degree angle. That's when we finish. All right. Here we go. So that ball is coming in. So what's going to happen right here? We look at that right there is creating that angle right now is never a good idea. Um, so basically, that arch of the ball is coming all the way, not very high. That's not even about, I would say, that's about like 9 feet up in the air. So, how do we fix from, hey, giving our setter like probably 2 seconds to even respond to that ball and getting her a little bit more time, getting her like about 15 seconds to respond to that ball to set up a play, get ready to go. Um, Instead of an arch like that, um, let's see if we can brighten up this color. We can get an arch like this right to our setter. Um, and we have to go back and we got to look at the technique of what's going on, right? So she's in a good stance, awesome, great stance. But when the ball comes to her, the ball is going at a high velocity. So what's going to happen is you're going to have to get at your platform and you're going to have to draw these hips back. All right. You're going to have to absorb this ball and you're going to have to bring it up, boom, absorb that ball in, and it's going to pop up. Or another option is actually dropping your hips down low. So these hips need to drop down low. All right. So this platform of hers can get down low underneath and create a different angle on that ball. Or you need to absorb it. That means if we come over here, um, we need to drop these hips, push them back, and have your platform come on back. We need to absorb this ball right here so we can take away the energy. That ball is coming away, that ball is coming in fast for serve receive. So the only option with fast serve receive is kind of taking away that energy up here instead of your platform, because if you hold it tight, boom, it's going to bounce off your platform and it's going to ricochet. So if we absorb that little energy, boom, we're going to absorb more of that ball. And with our hips back, we can absorb more of that ball and we can create a different angle because our hips are getting back and we are creating that angle. That means we can drive that ball upwards and create this angle right here. Okay. That is the angle that I want of the ball to get a nice up and high. Getting angles of the ball right down here. That is because of the hips not coming back and you not absorbing that fast driven wide receiver, the fast driven serve coming in. So if we do, 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 do. Let's go through all of this right here. All right, we're gonna press play. Boom. Gives us right here. So number one thing, if we're diagnosing this play right here, um, we pretty much say who's the biggest threat on the team um, at the moment. So this person, let's see if I can get a different color. Whatever. We'll give an X. So this person is a no-go. She keeps on hitting it out of bounds, so we don't really have to worry about her as much. This person keeps on hitting cross deep, whatever. But when the middle in here, when we are looking in here, the middle is our biggest threat, right? So figuring out who is our biggest threat early is the key right in there, especially if I have a mask on. Um, I can't keep on calling timeouts and telling you guys, hey, watch out for number 5. She's coming in hot. So we have to diagnose who's the biggest threat on the court, and take them away early so they can send it to the options that aren't the biggest threat. As soon as we take away their biggest threat, the game becomes easier. We diagnose where she hits. So with her, she loves to hit right. So if we take away the right side of the court, it's going to force her to hit left side of the court right over here. So if she's not, you know, hitting very well on the left side because mainly all her serves are going out or all her hits are going out, she's not going to have a good game. But again, if we don't take away this side where she's hitting with her swing, she's just going to start hitting it mainly to the right, and we're going to have a bigger issue. So if we come in here, we're going to press play. Boom. So again, we have to make sure if we are one-on-one block, we are getting in the middle of their swing. Diagnose where they're mainly hitting. So, like I said, uh, this middle diagnose loves to hit right. We take away that right. Um, if she loves to hit middle, we line up with that middle right in front of her. She loves to hit left. We line up a little bit to the left, and then we hit. Um, and then it's just easier to diagnose from there. All right. Whoop. Nice. Again, um, number one thing, that's why I do the reaction drills, um, because we always wait for the whistle. Always. Great, sir. Again, if we go back and we watch that ball, it's a little iffy. That was definitely out. I can tell even from here, definitely out. But again, I don't think you can get so much refing. Hello, chicken nugget. Rolling that stuff. Oh my geez, this is a real pinpoint dime right here. So when I line you guys up right in here, beautiful line. Um, so we should always make sure we're diagnosing this line right here. This is our medium line. This is our deep. So making sure we understand that the server is mainly going to serve consistently to one spot on the court. Um, and then pretty much it's going to be from there. So if the server is just going up and serving, going medium or long, making sure one person's back following that deep. Having these two mediums right here is very, very important. Okay. Understanding that, like saying, hey, number 34, which is Kaylin, understanding her in the serve receive right in here, she has the responsibility of all this back line right here. Um, just because she has more time to get all the way back here so she can follow that ball wherever it goes. Having the commit of whoever is she's mainly serving to. So if she mainly serves to number 9, which is Isabel, um, she mainly serves over here. I'm not going to have her go in for commit in short. So if she is neglecting number 7, Taylor, I'm going to have Taylor commit that short. Um, if they are serving short, I'm going to have her commit here. Just because it's easier because she's already going in that way. She's committing. She can trust she can trust her middle back, and it's all about trust and vulnerability anyways. So that's the understanding of the commit on serve receive as well. But if we do go back to this dime, let's look at, oh, I had a mouse. Let's look at how she absorbs this ball, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hips get back, arms come in just a little bit because it's a hard driven serve, and she's going to dime this ball. She is taking away the energy to this ball. So this platform goes a little bit back, and she's going to dime this ball right here, looking down at her platform. Good job. Boom. Dime that ball. Go in. Great roll. So something like this, okay, I understand. Um, it's good to set your outside, awesome, but sometimes it's good to also set your middle too. Middle back. If we look right here, um, so if she doesn't call help, don't help her. Get ready to run that pipe because she could be sending it right here, getting ready because she's already running. Might as well run and hit that pipe. Standing out here is not going to do anything. Get ready to go and hit. As you can see, Taylor isn't back, getting ready to hit that 3-step approach. She isn't looking for the setter. So right here, passes it. As you can tell, the setter is right here. The hitter is right over here. So this is a no-go. Now, if the hitter was Kaylin, all right over here, that is a go right in there. That will give you your 3-step approach. That will actually give you a swing on the ball. That means you always have to be conscious of where your setter is on the court. If you're not conscious of where your setter is on the court, you're failing as a hitter. Um, and that means you're not actually paying attention where the ball is actually really going. So I tell you all the time, hey, get behind your setter. It doesn't matter where it is. You always want to make sure you're behind the setter, just so you can get that approach and hit. Um, so you come in here, and then that happens. We want to make sure we eliminate all of the things that are going on. Where is it? Okay. So again, a nice serve receive. Again, it's a little high. Um, she uses her legs to actually elevate the ball just a little bit much. When that ball is coming in a little bit faster. Because it's coming a little bit faster, absorbing it just a little bit um, will get her a little bit diming that ball just a little bit and going into her approach. And something that she should be doing, especially as hitters, as soon as you're ready, you get ready for that ball. That setter, smart setters will do is as soon as that ball is dimed right here, she's going to be setting it right here and already have this player going up and hitting. Just getting ready to go um, and pinpointing this to the outside or having this player already go up and distract these players because she's already thinking about going. And then if we do this right here, oh, play, 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 play. So again, made a bad read. Um, what we should have done is we should have sent it to the outside, and this is the reason why. If oh my geez, if we look at the situation right now, the middle is mainly closely to her, right in here. Mainly push all the way to the right. Um, has two options: go right side, which is okay. That's a okay option, but the better option would be send to your right side, which is playing outside. Um, just because this right here, um, we'll put X mark right here. Just because the middle is all the way scooted all the way to the right of the net. So giving that ball sent out to the right side is the middle will never make it. That means you're getting a one-on-one block with this right side right out here, and that's a good thing. Um, that's why defenders, middles, you need to say two blockers always, or blockers to the right, blockers in the middle, blockers to the left. Um, and help out your setter. That communication and that chemistry is very, very key. As you can see, the middle is all the way to the right. So make sure you are diagnosing the play early, diagnosing where your middle is because we definitely want that one-on-one. Um, and Taylor's coming up here, should already be going and getting ready to hit. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, awesome. Still a great hit. So number one thing, this is a big issue. So when we read what they're doing, oh, right in here, hold on. So hypothetically, that first ball is setter's not going to get there in time. That means that setter is setting in the middle. Okay, she's already pointing in there. That means she gives the direction of, hey, no way they're going to get this. They're already fumbling in the back. So they're already off the ball. So because they're already off the ball, they are setting from the 10-foot line right over here. And what does that set up? Zero or 1-on-0 hit. What does that mean? That means the back row is usually able to hit it without any blockers because that ball is going to arch more over the blockers, especially if they have a little bit taller 5'10" or 5'8" hitter in the back row. That means it's going to go over your middle. Um, that means what do we got to do? The chances of the ball coming over is very high. Chances of us blocking is probably very slim. So it's a 10% chance of blocking. But that doesn't mean you can't go up and block. We just need to make sure they're not as tall as a hitter, or they're not a good hitter. Um, so what's going to happen is if they are hitting from the back row, I need all of these players to back up. So middle comes right over here, outside comes right over here, right side comes all the way back here. If they're playing back row, they come right there. Right side would be there. Middle back would be right in here, and then libero would be right here, and then setter would be right up there. And that just gets you ready to dig that ball, because that ball is coming free anyways, and you got to commit to what you got, because it's going to be an easy ball, easy dig, and then you dig it up and you're ready to go again. Run a quick play after you dig it, because these girls won't be ready because they already called a free ball. So you run a one tempo coming through. So hypothetically, let's say, oh, where is this ball? There it goes. So hypothetically, let's say Kaylin does get it, right? She gets this ball right in here. They are not ready. So um, she gets this ball, gets it up. Setter gets ready. These girls are not back on the net. That makes it easier for Amelia and Taylor to run more quicks and go. The faster you can go when they're not ready, the faster you'll score points. And you'll see that throughout higher levels where they just get that up and hit it back over because the defense isn't ready. They already fumbled up. They already made a mistake. They already gave you the chance of actually working with the ball and actually scoring back. So rallying back off the free ball is very, very important, and getting that kill. So just remember, if they're hitting back row, and they have a little bit of tall hitters, back off the net, chances of blocking that very slim, and you might as well dig it. And if you get off the net, like I said, you have the chance. You're already in a three-step approach, and you're ready to go. That means you're ready to throw in that offense and just roll with it. And when you see also setters, Hannah, um, when you see they do a free ball, make sure you do the free ball and then call out your tempo. Tempo one, let's go. Tempo two, let's go. Hannah or Taylor, let's go, let's hit. So they know what's going on, until you guys can make that chemistry of knowing when who's the boss hitter. That, oh, when the free ball comes over, this ball is coming straight to you. Get ready. And having that chemistry is very important. So, oh, hit that with the X. Okay, that ball was out. I didn't even look more in from the side. I don't even know why, but Kamer got this. Okay, so let's look at this. 101. Again, drawing that arm way to the outside is a no-go. Another thing is, if you're drawing it outside, you're not going fast enough. The server isn't even going fast enough. So probably 9 out of 10, this server right here, Taylor, you're not going to land inside that court. So if we go in here, again, you are going too slow. You tossed it up way too late, and you ended up inside no court, and boom. And that means the power isn't going to be there. That means you're going to give less of an ace. You have to jump and make sure you land inside this blue. Also, you can't wave this arm off. Again, like I said, if you wave that arm off to the side, it is going to be too slow and you're not going to get that full reach up. When you come up here, boom, that extension, okay, it is going to be too far up and not out, and it's going to drop because those are short serves. When you serve way up here instead of out here, creating your angles, making sure it goes long, making sure you jump up inside the court, going from slow to fast. So again, it goes baby step left and then right left, going from slow to fast. So you can end up inside court. So if we go over here, we can go from left, right, left, and end up inside this court. And that's our main goal, is making sure we go slow to fast, jump, end up into that court. Jump before the white, hit the ball up, end up into this court. And you'll be successful every single time with hard driven serves. Okay, let's go right. And making sure you keep that whole arm up. So you come up here, making sure that elbow doesn't flare to the side, because we want high elbow. And by high elbow, this is what I mean. High elbow right in here. We want that elbow right here, a little bit out. So overall, not that bad. And if we look also, if we also are looking, that gap in between her arm and her head is huge. We want to make sure it is narrow and straight so that ball goes straight. Having that arm way out here and her head way out here doesn't really get that reach. Okay. So if she was extended up, her arm would be like right up here. That's why it's very important to make sure you stretch and make sure you get that flexibility in your rotator cuff so you don't have this big old gap right here. And that's what I mainly talk about, is like when I say, hey, you got a big old gap in between your head and your arm, it's, hey, let's look at this and let's break it down. How can we get the most reach? And this is not giving you the most reach, because look at that. That can give you about like this much on top of the ball right up here instead of right down here. That is a huge difference when you hit up here instead of right here, because that means you can get down on that ball. That means you got to work with this rotator cuff. Don't lean to the side, making sure you reach up high. All right, cool. Let's awesome. Okay, let's look at this. So that ball automatically was coming in short. Um, so that's okay. So we diagnosed it early. I diagnosed it short early. So yes, we can make that error of, hey, when she serves, it's going to be a short serve. So every time we see number 5 or whatever her name is serve, and I put you in that right spot, you better move those feet. Getting stuck watching the arc of the angle is no excuse. That means So you are on your toes, you're getting ready, and you're gonna move. You're gonna push off one of these feet. The most force that you have with the balls of your feet, you're going to have it kind of like this. So always being on the ball of your feet so you can push and propel forward. But if you're already at the spot, then you really don't need to move. All you have to do is just step and you should be good. Unfortunately, she did serve short. It was at the net. Those are hard serves. I'm not saying they're not. Um, but reacting with your platform first is never going to be the answer. So again, you automatically put your platform up here instead of actually diagnosing the ball. So that is an issue that, that we'll have to fix. You know what I'm saying? Um, if we look, your platform is already up here, already together, and the ball is coming in short. We know it is. We're coming in short right in here. But we got to move to the spot first and then create our platform and then making sure we get in a steady base like this. Okay, so we have to move to the ball, establish that we are in the right spot, and then we can create our platform steady, boom, nice base. So it's actually run, base, then create platform. Then those drop those hips and then get lower or stay at the ball, meet the angle that we need to meet. Okay. It's all about passing, and passing is all about the angle to the setter. Um, Again, fail to move her feet, and that will get us right there. Let's go back and rewatch this. Again, not going to your setter. Who should really take this ball? Probably back row. Um, Back row has the best opportunity for a three-step approach. Anything near the 10-foot line, back row, you need to take this ball. Because um, our middle is not going to be committed to a three-step approach right here. She's probably just gonna whack that ball, roll shot it over. My outside right over here, look how far back she is. She has a three-step approach. Taylor has the three-step approach to go up there and actually hit. And that's the mainly important thing. You have to be aggressive when you see that. You got to understand, like, hey, back off, it's mine. That's what you got to call. You got to be like, back off, it's mine, and then go and actually hit. Being aggressive and taking that swing is going to be the best option for you, because if not, you're not going to take that option. You're going to end up like this, right in here, hitting from the hitting from the side and then not be able to actually hit. When that ball is drawn inside that net, that middle's way good to go. When it's at the 10-foot line, back row, you take that aggressive initiation and you go and kill that ball every single time. So if we go back, oh shoot. Um, Again, it's nice and low. Um, Not committing to that short. Taking that stutter step back is never a good option. Um, Especially when you see this ball coming in low. Not being in a sturdy position to pass is really a bad option. Just because now you're gonna fall to your knees. And as soon as you fall to your knees, like the passing's over, it's probably gonna shank because you're way too dang low. Um, so if it is that low, I mean, you can break your platform, draw that ball up instead of having it shank because right now you're adding so much energy to that, ball and it's already coming down low and fast. So if it's coming down low and fast, break your platform at a 90-degree angle. Boom. So if it's coming down low, you're aiming it for right here, break your platform, it's going to draw up. So if she would have broke her platform right here at a 90-degree angle, okay, while she was down low, right down here, that would be her platform, okay, and at her forearms, like right at her knees, she would break that platform and that ball would go upwards, giving you the time to actually have the setter to get there and set a ball. Because now she's adding energy to that ball. That ball is now going to ricochet right off her arms and go this way. Okay, there's a difference in their angles. Now, because you're creating a 45-degree angle slope, it's kind of like skiing, right? So if a skier is going to, come at this jump hot, it's going to you're creating a ramp for it basically, and it's going to roll right off your platform. Um, when it comes down low, you create that, ramp for it, and so it's going to swoop straight up. But if you create a dead stop, right, like it's hitting a wall, it's going to bounce up. That's an analogy I think of. So basically, it's coming down low, break that platform. It's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? And then it will prevent you from doing all this crazy stuff where you do this right in here. So if we go back and we look at this block, if you don't see it, I do. So this is a roof block. She already has her hands up, right? Now she's gonna come in like this, right? The main thing where I'm telling like players, hey, we gotta watch out for this big old gap in between. Right in here, this is the big old gap that my middle should be in. Because my middle isn't in this big old gap, now it relies on my defender back here to actually do her job, which I mean, make it easier on your defender. Close in that gap. Don't come in like this, like a roof. I mean, that's cool if you're, earlier in your years. It's just, hey, you got to know, you got to come in and actually seal off that net. You coming in like this is not going to seal off the net. It's just going to bounce right off your hands and then it's going to ricochet. You coming up and sealing off the net is going to hit your hands and it's going to go straight down. That is the difference in the blocking. And then you won't get a big old gap like this. Um, because this right here is going to go right there. And that hand right here should be right in there. So you can block in that cross. If your hand isn't coming in here to meet her hand, your hand is wrong. Your hand should be best friends with that hand. So A, you can get that block in. Also, another thing, um, when we look at this, okay, anything way back here, way back here, so you got to have court awareness. Anything above your head is going to be out. So anything above your head when you're back here is going to be out. Um, so She's behind the line. She throws up her hands. That ball is going way out. So we got to listen to our players and make sure we know if we're playing super back, all we have to do is dig at our waistline. So anything that comes right here is going to come in, like at our waistline right here. Uh, Anything that comes in here is probably going to be in. Anything above this right here in the middle of this, it's not a good chance. Anything above that line is a heck no, you can't go. Okay, so if we look at our body, we want to make sure we dig below this line, maybe below this line, like yes, maybe, no, and nope, not even close. So we got to recognize when we're in the back row. We just have to remind ourselves um, going forward. So when we come back and we look at this, it's great serve. Um, she closes her hand like this. Close your hand like this. It's not going to actually create that float. The float needs to go from left to right. It needs to actually float in the air. And those are the hardest ones to pass. I mean, hard driven floats are not easy to pass. But floats that go in the air are so hard to pass because you don't know where the projection of the ball is actually going, because then it's going to slip off your platform. So having that ball go straight, that's easy to dig because all you have to do is absorb it, and boom, you're diming that ball. Opening up your palm and making sure it actually hits your palm when you serve flat hand, boom, like you're hitting a wall, boom. Okay, it's going to make sure it floats in the air. This right here, close hand, open up that hand, try to put those fingers backwards, boom, and then actually go and float. Noticing that she is hitting from back row, and right side's weak, but mainly hitting from back row. You back off, and then you're gonna step up into that. That means stop getting down low right in here. So number one thing is stepping forward. First off, too wide. Her base is way too wide. Uh, Feet are way out here. Yeah, those feet should be shoulder width apart, like shoulder width right here, so we can step out more. Boom, boom, step back, step back. Right now they're so far out, we really can't do anything but get lower down into this ball. So we have to make sure our stance is just right, shoulder width apart, so we can get underneath the ball, but we can also step forward, because there's no way she is going to make sure she steps on forward because she has too wide of a base. So we have to make sure we don't have a wide base like this. Um, right here and right here, because there's no way she's going to get that foot forward or she'll slip. Having a nice sturdy base like this um, gives us a little option to, actually step into that ball and actually meet that ball there instead of the ball meeting the ground first. Um, and that's what we got to stay focused on. And because of the ball was going down so low, the projectile so low, remember, you got to, if the projectile is low and you're coming down like a ramp, right? You got to raise that ramp up. That means you got to break your platform, create a 90-degree angle, pop that ball up into the sky so your setter can actually get to it. So right here is a great example of actually angling yourself off to the setter. So if you notice that the setter is all the way in the back row, oh my god, dying. The setter is all the way over here. All right. The only possible way is now she's going to come into this cross. She wants more room to serve. So this serve is going to mainly come here or right over here. So we're trying to she's trying to reach this spot right over here. That is her sweet spot if you're trying to serve long. Getting in inside the court, that's what they were trying to do. And mainly the two people that have to get ready is um, Isabel taking that cross right here, and then her taking deep. That means she is grabbing anything that's in this short area right in here, because no way that ball is going to come all the way over here. Um, and if it does, I mean, you just have to stay committed in this area right over here. But anything that goes long right over here is uh back row's job right here to commit right down here. But overall, she is angling in here going forward right now. So let's go back and actually look at the what happened really, right? After all this. So number one thing, um, so this is the reason why my middle, if you notice, you are not distracting anybody. Nobody's going up. Uh, if you notice that you go up, you're going to distract that. Or if you follow behind middles, you got to work their middle. Because your main objective is to distract. Your main objective is to distract and get this guy out of your hitter's way to actually hit. This guy right in here, your main objective is to distract them. That means establishing I'm an amazing hitter is very important as a middle starting off because that middle will follow you eventually. And you not going up is a big issue, and that's where the communication comes from. Because if you would have went up, Lucy, you would have distracted that. We would have got a one-on-one, and it would have been a little bit better. But the middle was already there, um, and didn't think you as a high threat. But the main thing right here is a higher set. Right now, the set is coming right in here, um, and that's a big issue. Um, so if the setter does get over there, make sure like, hey, you're getting ready. Help them out, scoot in just a little bit more inside the court. But also, if we look at it too, I mean, so the coming back, so we need to have a nice explosion. So it's just like jump serving. It goes left, right, left, and we're jumping upwards because if not, you're going to be hitting like this. We want to jump upwards, extend that high elbow up instead of hit out. Okay. And that's the main reason why if you're going to hit like this without a high elbow, then you're going to hit it into that net. Um, so that's a net hit because you hit down low. You really need to extend all the way up and actually hit that ball, use your real height, slam that ball down into the ground. Here we go. So if we go back and we look at this tape, right? So again, she's leaning back. She's trying to take away, but the hips aren't low. She's standing up, doesn't have a good platform right here, doesn't have a solid base. Um, moves moves with her platform, which is bad. Move to the spot, then use your platform, get it out there, reaction time. Right now, we go back, if we look at her platform, she's moving with her platform, trying to shuffle her feet. Move to the ball. That means, what does move to the ball mean? That means moving your feet to the ball, not moving your platform to the ball. That means getting to the right spot on the time, tracking that ball, understanding, oh, I'm here. Then you can use your platform and go up there. If you just run with your platform, that's so slow, you're going to not diagnose. You're going to be more worried about your platform than anything. Do I have it straight? Do I have it at the angle? But moving to the ball first, then your mind is clear of, okay, one angle, do I absorb? Or, well, mainly, we get to the spot, then do I diagnose, is it coming fast, slow? Then do I take away or do I give? Do I dip my shoulder or what else do I do? Because, you know, we're already there and then we can work on the rest. But never run with your platform out. You make it slow. You worry about your platform way too much. Um, and just make sure you get to the spot first. Move your feet to the spot, not move your platform with your feet to the spot. There's a total difference there. That right there is a great job. Great job at communication, saying help, help, help. She recognizes the setter is all the way to the right. No way she's getting that ball to the left of the court right in here. There is no way she's going. My setter right here is going to get over here. Calling that help is great. And if you could set up a back row attack, set up that back row attack because right now, there's no way this setter is going to actually hit. There's no way these hitters are behind my setter right in here. So great attack, great communication. As you guys can see, I'm already calling free. That is the second ball back there. It was already high off the net, off the net. That ball is driven all the way deep down into their court. As you can see, it's way past the 10. The chances of them actually hitting it back in, slim. 5% maybe. I don't know. It's very, very slim. So again, outside gets right here, middle gets right here, uh, right side has to get back here, middle back gets right here, and then libero gets right there. And then the setter should be right up here, um, getting ready to set, really. And having you guys back there gets you guys ready. Commit to that, whatever it is. Commit. To your spots, to your defense, and that's super important. It's just committing. And that was amazing. So if we go back, let's look at this. Free, free, free. Right side did not get back all the way, and the reason why, you're now making Taylor move. So because the right side is not getting back, it creates a big old gap in between. It's cool if, you're playing back row and we're playing a 6-2, that's totally fine. Um, but because you not getting back becomes super selfish, saying, hey, I don't need to cover my setter's defense. That means, hey, I don't need to play defense and I just want to go and hit. Like, you need to get on back, right side, get on back to the right back. Play your defense on free balls. Don't be lazy. Do your job. Don't be lazy. So, right side, make sure you get to this position on free balls. There's no excuses. None. None at all. None at all. And in this case, because she dimed this ball, look at them, they're not ready. Having that whole arm swing ready to hit is very, very important. Um, as we could see, not ready to hit. Arm swing doesn't go back. Um, comes out, gets stuck watching the ball. You guys cannot get stuck watching the ball. You have to time this and then explode up. If we do watch this right here, these are supposed to get on back here. So arm swings come back here, so we can get up on top of the ball right in here and swing. But doesn't. And running out with your arms is never good. The number one thing is you're raising your arms, already giving you the significant, hey, I'm going to tip this ball. It isn't, hey, I'm going to hit this ball. It's, hey, I'm going to tip this ball. That's why running with your arms out is never, never good. You don't get the power, and then you're working with just snap of the wrist. And then if they have a tall blocker, that's the downside. That blocker, all he has to go up and block a 7-4 net. That means they have to jump at 7-6, and you'll get blocked every single time. So remembering to bring your arm swings back, jump up, angle off to your antenna right in here, because right now there is no angle off. So we get back. We're looking at that, and then that should have been a swing down. But overall, still good at the tipping, but now we have to tip over. So anything playing with the middle defense like this, anything that you see perimeter defense, is going to symbolize, hey, we need to tip over the block. When they play around perimeter, right in here, their sweet spot is right in these deep corners or right in that middle. Tipping it over your blocker is going to be very, very key. That right there is not knowing the volleyball IQ of, hey, maybe you should tip it over your blocker. But maybe you should get your arms back as well with the arm swing. Using a 3-step approach with the right technique will get you into being a better player. So if we look at this, only angle that we have is super cross. So she goes outside the pin. So if we draw this line right in here, right? We draw this line, that is the pin. So she is outside the pin. She cannot hit line right here because she'll hit it out. So, what does our defense have to do? They have to shift over because she's hitting outside the pin. This is very, very important to understand. Very, very important. Just the volleyball IQ of this is super, super important. Understanding the shifting. That means everybody is shifting over here. My blockers are right here and right here. We are giving up all this line right in here. We are giving that up. There should be no blocker there because there's no possibility of this hitter actually hitting this line. There's no possibility. That's what I'm saying. That ball will never hit over here at all. That ball will only go right in here or right out here. That is the only shot she mainly has. So we have to block cross right in here. If we don't, then it's the shifting that is really going to get us. Shifting to the defense that we need. Boom, shift, 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 shift. And that's what we got to understand, shifting out. And actually blocking that, actually getting that cross right in there. Um, awesome. I don't know what he called. Great communication. Fantastic communication. Understanding when it goes out. Getting everybody hyped is very, very important. Understanding what's going on. Again, if we come back, we look at this arm right here. So if we are looking at this arm right in there, it is going to go outwards, and then we won't get that high elbow right in here. So we're coming in here. That is not a high elbow that I want. That is something else. Um, she does get the high elbow in there, makes it fast, but again, it's a little too slow. In my liking, you could definitely, again, angle of your hand is like this. If we go back and let's try to slow it down real quick. Setting normal speed right in here. Okay, I forgot that I can do that. So we're gonna just mute this right in here. Um, I like this setting. This setting's nice. So she goes up. Um, again, it's out. Um, it should be going up a little bit higher with the left hand. Um, arm, it like hand is doing something weird to it. I think it's coming out. Um, that flat hand right there. If we look actually on this ball, her hand is actually coming to the like. We look this way. Her hand is actually coming in like this. So because it's coming in, that ball is going to do some wonky stuff, and it's never going to be hard and consistent. It's going to be unknown where you don't know where the ball is going. So, did you see her hand finish? Let me see if I can capture it. So, her hand is finishing like this. right? That dictates, hey, you are not keeping that flat hand and you're not getting up. So if we look at this right here, hand is facing this way. And now you're adding a little bit of slice to that ball, or that ball is literally going to have that rotation and um actually not float. It's just gonna like rotate and then die down. So that ball is kind of rotating just a little bit. Easy serve, come in here. Boom, they're not ready for this. Again, another redo. Again, it has to still stay flat. This is what I talk about as well. So having a flat hand is very, very important. Right now, she hits like this and then like this, bear claw set. And it's gonna go deep. Again, she's going all the way deep. You don't always have to hit it super hard. You just have to know your angles of your serves. So if I wanted to go deep, I follow all the way through. Wanted it to go like more medium, I finish right here. Want to go short, I finish up high. Again, middle, you're too late. Actually, let's go back and rewatch that. So right now you're doing a you just yeah, I was never gonna get blocked. Too short, too high. Too high, and that's okay. So we gotta stay committed. Outside, you gotta be more aggressive. You are the outside. That means you are taking a lot of those balls, especially if it's coming left. You get aggressive. You want to hit that ball. That aggression will get you more points. It will get you more sets because you are taking that ball. Always be ready. Notice that, hey, if players aren't being aggressive to them, you got to set somebody that is going to be aggressive. Uh, Shooting the ball deep, yeah, it's cool, but if you're not looking at where you're shooting, then it's not going to work. Um, and you got to really, really push this deep into these corners. Deep corners will get you those points right in here if you're going to actually shoot. You have to shoot into these deep corners right in here. If not, then you gotta kind of like shoot it over here. But again, making sure you set up a hitter. This is your hitter. She's back row for a reason. Set her up so she can actually hit. If they're not going to hit, don't set them up. We got to be more aggressive. All right. So with this, it goes slow to slow. It's one normal speed. All right. And we can't afford to have a normal speed. It needs to go slow to fast. And if we look at this right here, boom, we can see the gap right in here. Um, right out here, we can see that gap life. Right out here, and we can see the extension. So that arm is following all the way through right down here. It should be stopping. I wouldn't say up there. Um, right up here mainly. Like create this angle right in here. Like right there. That's where it should be stopping. But it doesn't do that. It follows all the way through. And we got to make sure we don't do that. Leaning to the side, having that left arm up there. That body should be straight right in here. Boom, that body leans to the side. Create that body lean, your arm comes on out. Make sure the arm stays up. Try to stay that left arm up so you're not leaning to the side. Also, to prevent that leaning to the side, you got to toss out in front of you. If you're not going to toss out in front of you, you're going to get underneath that ball, and that's why you take it out here. So the ball has to be tossed out in front of your face. If not, you're going to have a big issue. Oh, oh. So if we go back, the hand is like this. You can see the hand down. We need flat hand. Flat hand. You doing this will get that ball spinning and you don't know where the ball is going to actually go. So it could go out of bounds, it could go to the left, it could go to the right, it could go into the net, mainly into the net and out of bounds. Keeping that ball and that hand flat and not like this is going to be really key to actually having a really consistent serve because that's the number one thing about volleyball. Not having a consistent serve will not set up your opponent. Your main job isn't to worry about getting aces; it's to worry about putting the ball into the right spot, being consistent, and getting inside the court. Not being consistent will get you to pretty much give the other side a point. Um, just staying consistent, getting it inside the court is the main objective of you serving and having that fine tuned technique. Okay, let's see what's going on. So she opens up to the net. Okay, let's see this. It gets put to a little bit close. So cutting that shot. So what her hand does is she would have been fine with the cross, but again, back row, main job is to get it inside that court. So that roll shot is it's better shot, but again, you cannot rotate your hand this way. You can't drop that thumb down and expect to hit it inside that court. That super cut shot. And if you are going to do a cut shot, it needs to be probably at 60% of your power. Cut that shot so it can go over the net. Because you're cutting it so much, that ball is actually going to go out of bounds um, by a ton, apparently. Right over there, that's where the ball went. So having that either pop in that roll shot is good in your arsenal, or cut that shot at like 60%, and working on not jerking that wrist to the left. Um, Lead with your middle finger and with your middle finger down. If we come in here, now this is an amazing play. I love this motion right here. Lucy, um, now if we look at what Lucy does, this is the main objective of your middle. Mainly, if we look at this middle right here, I can draw a line on her right here. So she is looking at Lucy. So Lucy's number 3 right here. Everybody knows Lucy is number 3. Um, Lucy is going to distract this middle. Boom. This middle is now following Lucy right in here because she thinks she's going to set the middle, which gives a open one-on-one, no block kill for our outside. And this right here is an amazing kill because not only did the play work, the middle did their job, distracted the other middle. You get a one-on-one with an amazing hitter coming in and killing this ball. And if we come in here and we're going to open up that, we're going to snap down. I get a little too excited, a little too excited. Um, the main thing is making sure following all the way through if we're serving deep. What happened over here? I don't even know right here. So we go back here. Let's see what's going on. So hand is coming forward, tilted just a little bit forward, opening that hand up, keeping it flat, creates more surface to hit. Keeping it like this, dolphin fin, creates less surface to actually hit. Opening up that hand, flat. And that's why it didn't float. That's why I didn't. That's why it floated straight into the net because the hand was straight down ish, and it's a solid hand. You need to open that hand up. Ball saved their life. Ball saved their life. Should have been our ball, but hey, it happens, right? So if we actually look at that middle, all her hits are going to the left. So again, middle, you got to do your job. Take away that right. Take away this right area right in here. Take away this area right in here. Okay, cool, cool. All right, all right, all right. Look at this. It's good serve. Good serve. Nice. Great serve. Great serve. Keeping that hand flat. Coming up here, keep it flat. Great serve. Comes in hot. Floats just a little bit. Ends up inside court. Keep that right arm up there. Boom. Free. And there's nothing that you can do about that. And just knowing your right side isn't very strong, and just like, hey, let's just back off for free balls. Um, Nothing too crazy. Ah, you see, if we come in here, what are you doing? Having that ball, having you duck back in is a big issue. You can't re-duck and then duck again. Yeah, you gotta get able to understand that you gotta go up and actually block this ball one day or another. You can't just go and duck down past this level. Um, you gotta be ready. You gotta stay focused. You gotta get off the net and actually play. Um, we go back, let's look at this. So getting underneath that ball, great dime. So let's go back and actually look at this right here. So put that in 2.5 speed. Wait, hold up. Left, right, left. So the main issue is this ball is way above her head right in here, but still decent biomechanics. This ball is like right above her head. Okay. This ball should be, that should be her, and then this should be the ball, right? So we're hitting with the ball out here instead of ball up here. And because it's up there, um, it's way up here. So it's your arm swing is going to get in the back of this, and you won't actually really snap on the ball. And that's the thing. You want to make sure you snap on the ball. So you want to make sure the ball is way out here, like a little bit out in front of you, not like a ton, but a little bit, so you can snap on the ball. Okay, here we go. But again, great way to recover over this. Pop that ball up. That is the number one thing that I'm talking about right here. For covering, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So covering wise, we always have somebody back here. The number one reason why we always have somebody back here, so we can grab deep here and deep here. There should only be like, 3 people in here. 1, 2, 3. Somebody should be out here. Somebody should be out here, right in here, because three is a party, four is a crowd. Okay, that's how I feel. Three is a party over here. Four is a crowd. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Uh, and then the other should be over here. All right. Other than that, it looked like a good save. Great job. Great float. Again, if we look at this is where the great float comes from, jumping before the white and then up into that blue. So always making sure you jump before the white and up in the blue. So the problem with that one, hand comes down like this. If we go back, if we look at it like this, hand is coming through right here. That's okay. So let's look at this right in here. Again, making sure your free ball, the right side gets all the way back. Again, the right side is being very, very selfish. Um, coming, staying right back here, getting ready to hit. No, your job is to get back here, cover this distance so this middle back can actually have a chance to actually go and run this pipe. This right here, there's no chance of actually running a pipe unless you want to run a red, and probably should run a red if you're not doing your job. So you have to make sure you do your job. Get back here for the free balls. Um, so if we look at this right in here, again, no three-step approach. And if there is one, you're not getting to your setter. You have all the time in the world to get to your setter. It is a free ball. Why wouldn't you get to the setter? It makes no sense. We got to make sure we distract the middle because this ball shouldn't be going straight to the middle. Heck no, because the middle is like right here. This ball got passed all the way to the right. And guess what? The middle is all the way to the right. Where's that ball should be going? Probably out here. Boom, right out there because that middle cannot fathom enough energy to get out there. She's not 6'9". She doesn't have the leap for it. Okay. So it's all the way to the right. You notice the blockers to the right, you send it to the left. Boom. Boom. And then you get that go in there, create that open one-on-one, boom, and then you're scoring points. Just the little things, will make you a little bit better. Again, not communicating will get us a big issue. If look at the middle. The middle is now all the way to the left. Where do you send that ball? You send it to the right. Boom. You send this ball this way. There's a one-on-one block because the middle is like right here. If the middle is right here, where are you sending it? All the way to the right side, getting ready to hit because the middle cannot get from over there all the way over here. And just being vigilant of your middle and reading them is very, very important of what's going on. Then that's why we have a playbook for a reason. Okay, let's look at this. You pretty much set into a double block. Trey roll shot. See, that right there is perfect because now we're forcing her. Because if we block cross, cross, cross on her, like how we should have been, we now force her to hit line. So that is the number one thing that we've been trying to do until they prove to hit line, block cross. So if we come back here, so every single time this outside is always hitting cross. That means coming in here, we leave this big old gap open right in here. And then you stop right here, right side stops right here. That means the middle can be in here and doesn't have to go that far. So we're going to be leaving line open. Way good. We don't care because that hitter is not a line hitter. Until they prove otherwise, they aren't a line hitter. So you don't have to travel that far if you think smart and where the hitter is mainly hitting. So if they're hitting cross, they hit cross, right? So you tend to scoot over and you tend to block cross. Um, and that should be like pretty much it right there. Thanks for thanks for coming through. I appreciate it. We'll stop sharing right here and stop recording. But again, I hope this really, really does help. Just diagnosing what's going on is very, very important. Um, and hopefully this definitely gets better. Okay, guys, I gotta go to bed. You can see my circles in my eyes. I gotta go. All right, have a good night. Look at it.